Alright guys, today we've got something pretty cool. So I didn't really know what I wanted to do for a video for Friday, but we are jumping into MX bikes. I don't play it very often. I know not too many of you here really care about watching MX bikes, but this was really too cool to pass up. So this would be Abandoned Town by Bobby Tonight, and he said it was his second track. Really cool. I've seen some people saying, you know, Chernobyl, I guess. So really cool. But the vibe, I guess, that I get while playing this track is just riding your dirt bike in an apocalypse, kind of an apocalyptic riding sesh, if you will. Really cool. I mean, obviously there's pretty obvious reasons why it feels like that, but yeah, that's the way I look at it. So really well done. The track is pretty easy. So I have two different bikes because I actually started using or with the 250F. Most of the time that's the bike I prefer to use in the game. I feel like for me and my scalability, it just works out the best. But afterwards I switched over to the two-stroke. So we've got the KX250 here, and I had a blast. The track was already really fun and I really enjoyed it, but breaking out the two-stroke, you know, we got some sound mods. I don't remember who made these ones. I've had them for a very long time. I know they've changed them and whatnot. There's probably better ones out there, but these are the ones that I have. So really well done. Awesome track, awesome environment. The track was, he said it was pretty easy, and I would agree with him. It was a fairly easy track, and I did crash. I did crash quite a bit. You don't see too much of it. I usually try to cut it out because, you know, nobody wants to see a bunch crashing. You want to see some decent, smooth laps, and I'm not very good at the game. I say it, and I'll keep saying it. I actually have just a little bit over 100 hours. I did a 100-hour video, and then I haven't really played since then, so about 100 hours in the game, and you might say, well, you should be way better than that. Well, that's spread out since shortly after the game came out. Well, since the game came to Steam. So, I have some friends on Steam that have, like, thousands of hours in the game, or hundreds of hours in the game, and they play it pretty consistently, but I don't. I don't play it very often because, like I said, not too many people really care. But the track, let's talk about the track. Pretty easy, pretty flowy. Environmentally awesome. The vibe you get, the feeling you get on this track is really cool. It is very much in an abandoned town, but in my opinion, kind of more like if you had the end of the world apocalypse happening and you broke out your KX250 or later in the video your CRF 250 and were just to build a track in the abandoned town in the apocalypse. This is kind of what it would be like. So I've never really played a track quite like this with this kind of a setting. I have seen tracks and mods and in games where we have tracks that are made in towns and have villages. Like, I believe there was a track, correct me if I'm wrong, people that play MX bikes probably would know better than I would, but I'm pretty sure somebody made a track called The Neighborhood or whatever, and there was like a Walmart and a Walmart parking lot on that track or in that track. So we've seen stuff like this. I've seen tracks like this, not like this, but with the city vibe and even reflex, like Landvetter by Philip. I believe it was Philip. He did a Supercross track, one of the best tracks I've ever seen in any game, and that Supercross track ran out of the stadium and into a city. So like I said, we've seen it before. Here we switch over to the CRF 250. But yeah, it was easy. I did have some struggles on the track. Some of the jumps, they were very floaty, but there's two specific big tables. It was really easy to just carry way too much speed into it, but all the corners felt good, the ruts felt good. I would say probably the most difficult part about the track, in my opinion, was just some of the corners were very dark because, I mean, it's kind of overcast anyway, so there wasn't like sun shining down into the rut or into the corner, and then you have like the grass grown over the ruts and stuff, so it made it sometimes a bit hard to get into the corner the way you want. And then he does have some braking bumps into the corners, which would make the bike kind of walk out to the side a bit. And I know for some of you pro players, probably easier guys that play the game a bunch, it wasn't a big deal, but for me it did get me a little bit out of control. And I would say, in my opinion, that was probably the most difficult part. I believe I was turning like around 2 minute lap times, and I'm sure this track isn't 2 minutes now. Where we just hit that jump, I really wanted to be to the outside there. It was just the way I hit that section. I always found myself kind of being to the outside, but then I would kind of cut back inside to the inside line just because it was easier to jump it. If you took the outside line, I was always having trouble having enough speed to like fully double it or triple it, whatever it would be, into the corner. I was always casing and then crashing. So I'm not sure. I think there might have been a lap where I kind of took the outside and then just floated over that hill, that kind of table, and then rolled into the corner. So that was kind of a tough part for me too. That entire section, to be honest with you, was kind of tough for me because just the way you go about it. But Bobby tonight, I haven't played your first track. This is a paid for track. It is on MX Bikes shop, I believe. So I'm not sure if that's what it's called. I think it is. And it's $1. It's really cheap. It's $1. I don't really know how people feel about the paid for mods. I know, like, I think track creators and modders that make really good stuff and put a bunch of time of their time into what they do, their craft, for sure paying for the mod isn't really a problem. I don't really know because I don't play the game enough, but if someone makes kind of a crappy track or mod and then asks for $5, yeah, that's an abuse of the paid for tracks and gives it a bad name. But I don't know, maybe nobody is really doing that. I don't know. I have seen a couple tracks I didn't make videos on that I didn't feel like were worth the amount of money they were asking for. I did buy a track. I don't remember what it was, but I did buy a track a while ago that was like $350, and no way did I feel like that was worth the money whatsoever, and I kind of regretted it. So but since I do it for YouTube, it's whatever. I'll try it, especially if I'm going to do a video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Does it bother you? I know for doing online stuff, it probably doesn't work that great, because wouldn't everybody have to have the track, the server version? Because I know Hurin does great stuff, and everything he does is worth the money. Not everything costs the same. Some stuff costs more. One track I'm really curious about was Pipe Dream. I believe it's a newer track by him, maybe his newest one. And I really want to play that track, but I saw a video he did for it, and I don't believe I'll ever be able to play that track. It's very jumpy, but it isn't just the jumpiness, because what makes a track really difficult for me is the roughness. But what makes that track appear to be really difficult is that it's really curvy. And there's a bunch of those really big curving to the left or to the right that kind of make it feel like it's going to be really difficult. So I haven't really done that one yet. Maybe I'll try it eventually just to support him, because the work he does, everything he's ever done in this game that I've tried, I've been just super impressed by. So yeah, I guess I'm just really curious to see what you guys think. Have you seen this track? I know there's been a bunch of videos about it probably already, because I'm not really an MX Bikes channel, but I do enjoy coming and playing the game. I don't get to play it really whatsoever anymore unless I do a video, so I would love to do more MX Bikes content. It'd be really fun for me to do kind of a Does Your Track Suck? Check out mods and see if it's worth your money, but probably never will. Just didn't really know what I wanted to do for this Friday, so this is the video that we settled on, and I really enjoyed it. Bobby tonight, this was a unique, really cool idea. The two-stroke was really fun to ride it on. The 250 two-stroke for me, and just had a really great time. And there we get a crazy backflip. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think, if you've tried it, what you think about the mods and the paid for mods and all that stuff. I'd be I'd be really curious to see, right? But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.